Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Camila, and I'm just going to be talking about how I was able to get rid of my scalp dermatitis and how I was able to just kind of get my scalp health back in order and just share my experience. What kind of inspired this video is just watching all those Mael organic videos and how people was talking about their hair and everything else that happened. My experience wasn't that bad, but I definitely did have a rough experience when it came to my scalp and these issues. And I'm just going to give a background on what caused it and how I figured it out and what I did. So basically there was 2 points that I experienced this. The first time I experienced it, I was able to fix it without realizing that I fixed it. But basically I was using this product. I don't know the name of the product to save my life, but it was some product that my cousin was like, oh, her friend used it after prom and it was just so great. It brought her hair back to life. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So I bought it as well. I was in high school. So I bought it and it was like this little yellow bottle. It was probably like maybe this big, and it had like a little top. I don't know the name of it for the life of me. I got it from Walgreens, and it was just kind of like this thick oil serum kind of texture. It was clear and it was kind of thick, and I used that on my roots. I used that on like the shaft of my hair, and it just basically just made your hair greasy. It was just adding a whole bunch of grease and locking it together, and that's what it was. So I used that. I had patches on my scalp. It was like these thick patches of like scalp, and then like it was so itchy, and if I would like scratch and like lift it up, it would like leak. Sometimes it was like fluid and sometimes it was like blood, but it was so uncomfortable. I was constantly scratching my hair. I had all these like scabs or patches in my head, and it was just stressful, especially because my hair was straight. So when I would pick at it and it would like leak, it would make my roots wavy. It was just a terrible experience. Initially, I didn't know who to ask. I'm a high schooler, don't really know who to ask. My mom and them is not well versed in hair, at least not in or scalp. Maybe I should say scalp. They are right with hair, but scalp, they don't know. So I tried to ask my beautician. She looked at me like I bite. So I was just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't ask her, because it was almost like she didn't want, when I asked her, she was doing my hair. And it was almost like she didn't want to touch my hair after I said it. Like, girl, what you got? I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Didn't dawn on me to ask a doctor. Didn't bother asking a doctor, but I'm quick to go ask a doctor. What's this? What's that? I need some help. This itch, like, you know, I'm quick to do that. But at that point, it just didn't dawn on me to go there. I felt like going to the person who was doing my hair at the time was a smart move, but didn't work out for me. Eventually, I just stopped using that product, and it got better. So I was like, okay. Didn't think nothing of it. I was like, maybe it was just a phase. Maybe it was because it was winter, summer. I don't know. Maybe it was just a seasonal thing. So that was high school, like maybe my junior or senior year. Then comes college. In college, particularly when I was in college, probably my freshman or sophomore year, I was still wearing my hair straight, but I wanted to try and use more of like the natural products, like the products in the ethnic aisle, the products catered to folks who look like me or advertised to folks who look like me. So I was like, okay, so I gave it a try. I tried Shea Moisture's thickening, I think it was like thickening bamboo, eucalyptus, something like that, shampoo and conditioner, like the whole little line, because at that point I was just using Dove. Dove was my thing. That's what I was using. I was cool with the regular little drugstore everybody else products, and that was fine. So that's what I was using, and then I switched to Shea Moisture because I was like, oh, let me get the products that caters to my hair. Mind you, that's why I'm looking at these bottles. Like, these bottles kind of small and these prices is kind of high, and I'm kind of broke as a college student. I'm broke as an adult, but broke as a college student is a different kind of broke. So I was just like, okay, this is different. So I did it, I was using it, and then it came back. Something was wrong with my scalp. It's itching, it's bleeding, it's getting on my nerves. I didn't know what to do. It was just painful and uncomfortable. And at this point, I understood that Google is a doctor, so I started Googling things. Maybe not the best doctor, but I started Googling things, and I self-diagnosed. I was like, you know what, it's giving scalp dermatitis or scalp eczema or whatever. It was some sort of dermatitis, and I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of giving that, it's kind of giving that. So I'm looking, I'm Googling, and it took a minute for me to get back to my doctor, as I went to school in Maryland. I didn't have a doctor in Maryland. I think our school had, I think I was paying for that health insurance, but it was very much, no, I wasn't using it. So I went home for a break, whether that be summer or winter, I can't remember exactly the timeline, but I went home. And I went to my pediatrician because I was still going to my pediatrician. I went to my pediatrician until I was like 26, 27. So I went to her, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a problem. I have a problem. It's an issue. How do I solve it? So she began to look, she actually whipped out this like old school book, blew the dust off of it and trying to search and see, because I was like, I feel like it's scalp, you know, dermatitis, to sprinkle my research in there. And then she looked, she was like, yeah, it does seem like that. It does, you know, okay, you say you have this, that, and my hands are just flailing, sorry. Says that you have all this. Yes, it is that. So then she told me that I can fix it by stop using whatever I'm using, because apparently something was causing it, and I'm assuming it's a shampoo, because I made a switch. And she said use Selsun Blue or Head and Shoulders. Now, she was saying that those shampoo kind of cater to dandruff, and it has zinc in it, and zinc was like the important thing that I needed to help fix this. Either she said that or Google said that, I don't remember, but they could have both said it, I don't know, but that was the main thing, was the zinc. So I was like, okay, apparently Head and Shoulders and Selsun Blue both have it, and I was good to go. So I was like, let me go see which one I want. So I'm going, I'm sniffing and smelling. Selsun Blue stinks. I was like, I can't smell like this. I don't want to smell like this. It does smell very medicated, and I don't think I'm at the point where I have to use this. So we're gonna do Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders, it works well for me. I don't mind the scent. I feel like it has multiple scents, but they all smell the same to me. But so I got the Head and Shoulders, cleared it right up, no problem. Stopped using the Shea Moisture, started using the Selsun Blue, didn't have any, I mean not Selsun Blue, started using the Head and Shoulders, cleared it up, had no issues, worked well for me. So that was really all that I needed, was just to stop using what was causing it and to start using something else. Now, I use Dove. Well, before that, I don't really use it as much anymore. I can use it, but I don't use it like that. But at the time, I would use it just fine, and I don't think that had any zinc in it, but I didn't have any issues with that. It was until I switched to Shea Moisture. Which product I really don't know. I just know that I was switched up, stopped using what I was using to try something new, and it didn't work well for me. So that was an easy fix for me, very simple. It just switching up the shampoo and using the Head and Shoulders. It got that zinc. Anytime my scalp act up, feel some type of way, I try something and it's just not right, I stop it and I use why I keep saying that, Head and Shoulders. So that's basically what I did, and it worked well for me. I had no issues. But if you are experiencing it, or with any product, honestly, if you experience some irritation, you may want to stop. If your scalp sounds anything like mine, maybe Head and Shoulders would be a great thing to try, because it's good for dandruff and irritated scalp, and it worked well for me. But that was basically how I got rid of it. I asked the doctor, I stopped using what was new in my routine, and used something that was basically dedicated to scalp health, and it worked out well for me. But that's just my little 2 cents. Anybody who probably hasn't found relief or haven't been able to speak to somebody who can give them guidance, maybe you want to try a shampoo that is dedicated to dandruff or scalp issues, like really dry scalp. I think the only ones that I know of is Selsun Blue, Head and Shoulders, and then I think the other one is called like Nizoral, Nizral. I'm gonna put the name so I don't embarrass myself. But that is all that I have. Hopefully it's helpful to somebody. Very simple, worked well for me. Sometimes it's simpler than we think. And yeah, that's just my little 2 cents. So thanks for watching.